Hi all, and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things. Today is our Sewers Club project review video for September of 2024. I like this project. I'm happy to share it with you. So this video is going to be in 4 parts. Part 1 is going to be talking about who Sewers Club is, all the good stuff that has to do with them, how much the box costs, all that jazz, and also what came inside of the box. So if you missed the unboxing video from 2 weeks ago, or you just want a refresher or what have you, all of that is contained in part 1. Part 2 is discussing the project. This is where I show you the project and how cool it is. Part 3 is pros, cons, and user error. And then part 4 is final thoughts and sign off. So timestamps are on the screen for you in the description box and should also be chapters in the video. So if there's any part of this video that you don't care to watch, feel free to skip on to the parts that you do. Timestamps are there. Please use them if you so choose. And with all of that being said, let's quickly greet everyone before we get into the actual discussion of the video, or of the project. Hello and welcome. Hello to the new subscribers, to the original subscribers, to anybody who falls in between. Hello to the people who have watched my channel without subscribing. Just to kind of pop in and pop out. Everybody is welcome. Everybody is appreciated. I'm slowly ticking closer to 800 subscribers. Even maybe by the time this video goes live, I might be there. I might not. I'm not sure. I am recording this a week early. I'm trying to do a lot of pre-recording this week because I leave for Europe on the day that this video goes live. Actually, so I have 1 week to pre-record a whole bunch of stuff for while I am gone. So I'm trying to do everything in order so that I don't stress out too much. So if you want to see what's happening in the next couple of weeks, if you want to see what other Sewers Club content I do, or sewing content, or anything like that, do think about subscribing. Help me hit 800 subscribers. And yeah. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think about these projects. Thoughts, opinions are always appreciated. And yeah, let's get into part 1. Who is Sewers Club and what came in the box? So, Sewers Club is a monthly subscription box where you get everything that you need to make a single sewing project. That is the fabric, the pattern, the thread, any kind of zippers or snaps or interfacing or anything like that. It's all included in the box. With the box, you also get an online tutorial video that I highly recommend watching, and other goodies, I guess I could say. For an additional around $10 a month, pricing is on the screen for you. You can get a Notions add-on. This can be helpful to your box, to completing your project, but isn't always the case. This month, they're just fun, random Notions that they threw into the box, which was kind of cool and kind of nice. But yeah, you can get it like on a monthly schedule. I'm not sure what else to say. I've kind of lost my train of thought. They have a secondary subscription box as well, subscription package, subscription bag, bundle, I don't know. Anyway, they also have Stash Builder. Stash Builder is a highly customizable box that you can order. You can get various numbers of fat quarters or half yards in various colors and themes and delivery schedules and all of that good stuff. If you're curious about my most recent Stash Builder, I'll have it linked right up here in the right hand corner for you to go and check out. I talk about both Project Box and Stash Builder because Sewers Club does know who I am. They seem to enjoy my content and they have nicely given me an affiliate code to share with all of you so that you could save yourself some money. So code FRED gets you $12 Canadian, because they are a Canadian company, off of your first project box, and code FRED30 saves you 30% off on your first Stash Builder box. Different codes because they hit different price points, especially Stash Builder because it is, like I said, highly customizable. They are affiliate codes, so I do make a small commission off of them if you choose to use them. But like I say in every single video, if Sewers Club were to take the affiliate program away tomorrow, I would still talk just as highly about the company, still do videos about the company, and continue on my merry way. I can say I'm probably a little biased towards Sewers Club because of how great they have been to me, but I will point out any kind of issues or problems or whatnot that I do have with the company, just to be, you know, honest and as transparent as I possibly can be. So yeah, that's Sewers Club in, what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Let's talk what came in the box. If you want to see me unbox this box for you and get my first impressions and discussion on that, I'll have that linked right here in the upper right hand corner for you, so you can click over to that if you want to see that more than you want to see my discussion on the project itself. It will also be in the playlist at the end of this video, so you can check that out if you so choose. But for everyone who wants to see what is going on, let's take a look inside of the box. So as I work on the project, as I do the cutting and all of that jazz, I do put everything back into the box so that I can talk to you about it at the end. So this is what we were looking at this month, the Bumblebee pouch. They used Tulip Pink fabrics, and it's very, very cute. They used Tiny Beasts, bear with me, in I guess a purple kind of tone, and they do Peacock Tiny Dots for the interior fabric and binding fabric, and then they have like little pulls or little labels to go with it as well. So every box gives you a lovely pattern that you can follow along. And then what they have been doing, I mentioned this in my unboxing video, but I want to bring attention to it here because, right, this is me talking about the project itself, is they've started labeling their components to their projects, their pieces to their projects, with like A, B, C's, D's, that kind of thing. And if you see like an A, you know that it goes with the A in the next step, right, which goes with the A. They're all the same size and they all do the same kind of function. And then B, right, same function, C, and so on and so forth. So I think that's really cool and a lovely detail that I've noticed in these books. So that's this. We have some leftover fusible fleece. We've got like a larger, sort of a larger piece here. And then we have some scrap. We have some scrap binding. Then a little bit more binding. This is from a lovely gift that they sent me in the unboxing video. Not sure why that's sitting in here. I have a whole bunch of like little scrappy kind of pieces because this was actually cut out of like shapes were cut out, not just regular rectangles and things like that. And because the fabric is directional and you want to like be a bit fussy when you're cutting it so you can cut out as many of like the design as possible intact, I have some just random scrap. This is like a solid piece. We'll show you in a second. We'll talk about those in a second because we're talking fabric right now. So we have a little bit of scrap of this as well. Again, kind of like a random shape, kind of a rectangle. And then we have this here, which is the most whole. Our Notions add-on this month was a new seam ripper, which actually is really good because mine are starting to get dull. Some gold eye quilting needles, which I haven't used, but I'll add them to my hand stitching stuff. And then a really nice marking pen that I did use and I did enjoy. This month's thread was Gutermann 907, a really pretty purple. It worked really, really well with the fabric. It turns out I already had this upstairs in a larger spool because I use this purple, this shade, quite a bit. So I have already used it, I already had this, so I didn't have to use it. And then this is how much of sort of usable fabric that I have left. I've got like this piece here and this piece here. Now they are just fat quarters of fabric. I have more of the purple than I do of the polka dot because I had to cut out a 10 by 10 inch, 10.5 by 10.5 inch square of the polka dot to do the binding, but I do have this much left of this. So I like fat quarter friendly projects. I enjoy making them and knowing that it's just like a smaller piece of fabric. And then I have some template pieces I cut out from the original template. I'm gonna keep these because I want to talk about the notches and pros, cons, and user error. But this is the original piece of template. You have your one on one side and then your two on the other side. So you will want to trace these out and not just cut them, right? Because you can't cut all of the templates at once. And then this is your sample photo, right? It's like, oh, how cool, how pretty. And then everything that came inside of the box is on the back. We're gonna leave these out. Talk about in a minute. So now let's get on to part 2, discussing the project. Ta-da! It's the little guy. Like, how cute is this? Like, what a neat shape. Here's the top. Here's the side or front. Here's one side. Here's the other side. Here's the back. As you can see, I was really careful about cutting it. So I've got this beautiful bear centered, right, with the little beehive and the little honeybees all over the place. The bottom, right, the bears come together. Again, I was careful cutting this bear out on this side, so you get, again, like 3 bears together. This side here, you have an intact bear as well. This side here, he's off center, but that's just because I was a little tired of fussy cutting. So I was like, it's a corner, or a side, right? It's when it's folded together, you can't really tell anyway. So I figured that was fine. Even my interior bears are centered. Like, how cool is that? Here's our beautiful desaturated zipper with our bee zipper pull and our magnetic snaps. Right, our binding looks really nice. Just ignore that one part there. And then our interior, all right, it's just all of the polka dot. Like, how pretty is that? Just, it's such a pretty bag. It's pretty styling with a pretty bag. And then the little heart tag at the very top. Like, it's just a really well thought out little bag. I really, really like this. It is on the small side. I think it's big enough And it's kind of like a weird way of like sticking things inside. But here's a pen, right? The pen will fit. Yeah, the pen will fit. Here's some allergy medicine. Right, and like a bunch of stuff will fit. So I like it. Now let's get on to part 3, pros, cons, and user error. My quilting clip should go upstairs. So, pro, I like the pattern. I like the bag. Pros, I guess I should say. I like the pattern. I like the bag. I like the colors that they picked. I like the detailing, like the little label that they put in. I like not only having a zipper, but also the snaps. I really like the attention to detail with the B zipper pull. I like the pattern. And speaking specifically about the pattern, I want to talk about the notches that they did on this pattern. So instead of just having like a straight top, they did these notches, and the notches line up exactly with like the size of this side dude here. So when you're actually going to like assemble everything, right, and you're putting it all together, you can actually really nicely like line up these two notches so that it sews down really well along your curve. It's hard to show you with just paper, but I really like that. I like how in the online tutorial, they really emphasized, right, directionality of everything. Like when you open this up, where you want your zipper pull direction to face, how you want your snaps to face, like how everything should sit, how everything should come together. Like I really like all of it. I've been saying this a lot this year, but this is like a really good project. And it's definitely going to be in my top 5, I want to say, of the year. But we still have 3 more months to go. So I'm not sure which one is going to win tops, but I'm really, really liking it. They also gave us, I want to say, like a slightly stiffer foam. It's, or fusible fleece. It's not foam, it is fusible fleece. But it was a really nice fleece that we worked with. They sent us a Cloudfill fusible fleece, according to that little thing. And then in the materials guide, they call, yeah, fusible fleece, Camelot, Cloudfill, or similar. So I don't know what that means exactly, but it was a really nice fleece, fusible fleece to work with. Their attention to detail and like the care in the materials that they use is always just so nice. Cons, there is none. Well, I guess I hate binding, so having to bind the whole top, I guess, could be a con. But that's just a me thing. That's definitely not a Sewers Club thing. And user error. Oh man, did I make a really stupid mistake this time around. Because I was working so nicely with this project and it was coming together so well. And I was like, oh, like I know how all these things work. Like the pattern, I've mentioned this before, but now that they're doing pattern booklets, they really break down, right, like how to do your binding. They break down how to do your fusing. Like they give you 7 steps on creating bias binding. And they really go into a lot of detail with your zipper panel assembly. They go into like a lot of detail with attaching or doing your magnetic snaps. Like there's 11 steps for your magnetic snaps, and I know how to do magnetic snaps. They like to use magnetic snaps in a lot of their patterns, so it's something that I was familiar with. And so I was like, yeah, I got it. And I kind of didn't read the instructions, and I was not thinking. And so when I attached the metal snaps, I actually attached them so that they closed this way rather than this way. And I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I don't know why I thought that was like the way to do it, having like your long pieces, right, and having like the same snap on each side so that they closed this way, right, rather than closing this way. I don't know why I thought that, and it didn't even occur to me until quite a bit ways down the road. So I installed the snaps wrong, and then right after you install the snaps, I think they have you start concentrating on getting your binding and stuff together. Yeah. Like they have you baste your two pieces together, like down, like your exterior and your interior flaps. I need to do some trimming in here. But your interior and your exterior flaps down. You can see here, apparently I didn't do a cleanup work, but you can see kind of where I basted everything together. Here, like you can even see some of the fusible fleece. Like that's a mess. There's another user error. But they have you like baste it all together. Did I do it on this side nicer? Ish. But anyway, they have you baste these two pieces together first so that they're like a solid component. And then they have you worry about doing your binding. So you baste everything down and then you put your binding along your interior, like this closure area. You put all of that in and then you sew it to your exterior side. And it wasn't until I had reached putting the exterior side on, like flipping the binding over, making it look nice and pretty, that I realized that I had done the snaps wrong. So I had to rip out half of the closure on the binding that I did, and then rip out most of the binding to get to the snap pieces, rip out the basting stitches to get to the snap pieces, and then install the snaps properly again. And I did them kind of opposites from each other so that I didn't have to tear as many pieces of snap, like as many of the snaps out. It was still the same amount of work. I don't know why I didn't just like make it all match, but it was probably an extra 2 hours worth of work when I realized what I had done. So then I had to reinstall the snaps properly. And then I had to baste everything back down, reattach my binding all the way around, and then close my binding up, right, on the exterior. So the binding isn't perfect, but binding for me never is. But it's some of the best binding that I have done, which I'm very proud of, and I'm very surprised with, especially with the fact that I had to tear it all out and start over again. So that one piece of user error really messed me up, but it still came out really nice. It still came out looking really good. And I think it just can go to show that even if you do make a mistake, if you take your time to fix it, it could still work out for you in the end. I also put my label in just a little too shallowly, so a little tiny bit of my heart is cut off, but I'm pretty proud of myself. So yeah, one big issue with user error. And I guess two, because like Some of this is exposed now, and I really need to trim all of this. I don't have my scissors here, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go in and trim up all of that. I don't know why I didn't do it beforehand. This side's better. I don't know if I even really checked. I just looked inside, said, oh, you're so pretty, and then moved on with my day. Yeah, I just need to do some seam snipping. So yeah, that is this month's project review. Let's do part 4, final thoughts and sign off. So I'm sure, as you can tell, I am really happy with this project. I am really happy with how this project turned out. I'm really happy with how this project looks. I am uncertain if this would be something that I could alter to make bigger. I think that the pattern is just a little bit too complicated for me to really kind of sit down and work out the changes that I need to make, but I'm pretty happy with just kind of the small size of this little guy. And I imagine I can get quite a bit in here. Like, I'm thinking that I might use this to carry like the jewelry and stuff that I have that I'm going to be taking with me, because I like how it's like doubly secured with the snaps and the zipper. But I am undecided. But let me know what you think. Do you like this project? Do you like how it came out? Have you made this project? Were you as fussy about cutting it all up as I was, or are you a little bit more easygoing with it? I'd really like to hear all of your thoughts down in the comment section. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I am doing a project revisit for next week. Next, I'm going to be filming that right after I'm done talking about this one. So I'm going to go and talk about that. If you want to know what my upload schedule is looking like while I am away, because just because of the nature of how I film and boxes coming in, boxes going out, things like that. Going out, nothing goes out, things just come in. But anyway, video planning and things like that. I am going to have an upload schedule on my community tab, so you can see what is coming up, what my thoughts are, things like that. I know for sure that on Friday we're starting a new long-term time-lapse project. It's not really a project. You'll see what I mean on Friday. Monday, hopefully, we have an unboxing video for you. Wait, no, should have already happened. Monday, we have, see, this is why I need the upload table. Monday, we have a crochet box review, hooks and needles review for you. Wednesday, we have our project revisit for you. Friday's a continuation of our time-lapse project, and then after that, I cannot remember. Things get a little bit dicey, but you should still be getting a Monday, Wednesday, Friday video for the 2 weeks that I am gone, 2.5 weeks that I am gone. And then when I come back mid-October, things then will be a little bit different too. But again, all of that should be reflected in my upload schedule chart thing that I'm going to put in the community tab. So if you want to know what's going on, check the community tab. That is going to be your most accurate information available. And with all of that, and with all of that being said, I'm going to say, if you want to see how my vacation goes and how well all of my pre-filming and things work out, maybe think about subscribing, helping me hit that 800 subscriber milestone, or whatever next milestone is coming up. Like the video if you've made it to the end, and I'm going to go. Like I said, I have another video to film right after this one. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, do all those lovely things, and I'm gonna go. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you again soon. Bye!